All right, everyone. I think we're here. Yeah, all right. Welcome, everyone, to Petey Aprendendo Português. It is the next day, of course, and it is a day to be beholden, I guess. You know, it's one of those days, I suppose. I feel like I did a lot of like reorganizing of my thoughts today. I worked on some paperwork stuff to, to just get reorganized, and that's the theme for today. Yesterday was reassembly, which was kind of apparent in the sense of like it doesn't make any sense like why it was that, because it was like, oh yeah, reassembly, like being with my team and working with them and all that stuff. But it's also like we're building machines. I feel like that's the one day to talk about assembling things. So anyways, that was yesterday. That was 2065. And excuse me. We are going to close that out. And yeah, focus on the next day. Ooh, 20,000 for Hinato. Let's see. Do we got any stuff? We're in like 12th place. I think I might make this a one and done, because I need some time to reorganize. I didn't really do much as soon as I got home. Well, I was surprised by my sister coming over, and she was like, "Hey, man." And actually, I might take the time to like map out the rest of this, like the next coming months. I bought a calendar. So maybe, it might be some high time that I reorganize some things in more ways than one. So let's say hello to 2066 days on the day streak. I'll see you guys in a sec. And yeah, let's just get this done. We're finishing off April. Hopefully it'll bring some May flowers. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Yeah. I didn't really think of it. I did not think of it at all. I hope I get weekends off with a new job. Yeah, I guess I'm reorganizing with the new job, just trying to like circle back with, what I'm supposed to do with this whole process, and I'm honestly fine with it moving slower. Just so I can savor the rest of what I have, and also the fact that but I don't know. There's some work stuff that would probably be bad timing if I left at this point. Hopefully nothing blows up. But I'm probably just gonna do the one and done, or maybe just get to 600 and just be fine there, or screw it. 286 is like the XP count for the 16th place person. The 17th place person's at 120. I'm not too concerned about that. So it might just be a regular day where we just do a little bit. Yeah, and there's Hinato. Extend your streak. Did I not yesterday? Yeah, I did. Why is it telling me that that's the lowest thing to do? 90% or higher in 5 lessons is insane. I'm not going to do that today. 5 of 6. Let's do it. Mirror.
Espelho.
I already learned that one.
Decorar a sala.
Decorate the room.
O espelho grande está na sala.
O espelho grande.
O espelho grande está na sala.
Na sala.
The big mirror is in the room. Probably living room, yeah. Sala is just living room.
Uma televisão velha.
An old TV. I would have put heavy TV because most old TVs are heavy.
A mesa de cabeceira.
The table, the clean table. Wait, cabeceira?
Mesa. Cabeceira.
Ooh, the bedside table. Cabeceira. Ooh, that's good to
O
know.
tapete azul ajuda a decorar o quarto. O tapete azul ajuda a decorar o quarto.
Quarto.
The blue rug helps to decorate the room. Yes, it's an accessory.
O armário que chegou é pesado.
The
Armário.
cabinet, okay. That arrived is heavy. For the win.
Tem uma cadeira que ele adora.
I have a
Cadeira.
chair that he loves. He adores it. He loves the chair.
Vou decorar o banheiro com velas.
Vou decorar o banheiro com velas. Vou decorar o banheiro. Ooh. I'm going to decorate the bathroom with candles.
Onde devo colocar a televisão?
Where should we put the television? Onde devo colocar a televisão? Stop it, Illuminati. Stop looking at me.
O espelho pequeno é bonito.
The small mirror is handsome. O espelho pequeno é bonito. It's pretty. It is a handsome bed. Okay. Next. Television.
Televisão.
Some of these aren't new words. I'm wondering, like, why didn't I test out of this part?
Decorar com flores.
Decorar com flores. I'm not complaining either. You know, there's a lot of material to get through. Curtain.
Cortina.
80.
80.
90.
90.
Download.
Baixar.
Mirror. Espelho. Tenho.
Tenho uma
Espelho. Que.
que parece pequeno.
Fuck. Oh, I forgot espelho. Shit. Onde posso colocar
a cabeceira de mesa.
mesa de cabeceira. This might be wrong. Oh, it was right. Okay.
A cabeceira de
Mesa.
mesa
Right? Cabeceira de mesa está...
está cheia de livros.
Fuck, I second guessed myself. The bedside table is full of books. Eu tenho
uma
espelho
que parece pequeno.
I have a mirror that looks... Fuck! Shit, I did uma.
A mesa de cabeceira está cheia de livros.
There we go. Tenho espelho que parece
pequeno.
For the win. I have a mirror that looks small. Tenho espelho que parece pequeno. Oh my god. We got it right. We finally got it right. We got a speaking... we're speaking star, I guess. Let's see that day streak most importantly. Boom. 2,066 days on the day streak. Keeping that flame going. Keeping it alive. And as always, of course, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. Did I say 1,000? 2,066. Did I space into saying 1,000? I might have. Hopefully, I still say 2,000. You know, we got to update our information here. Kept the flame going. We kept it alive. You know, don't forget, folks, to like, comment, and subscribe. It is the next day. And let's see that flame another time. We're just going to reorganize here. I did some cleaning. Yeah, you know what? I had to do some like expense reporting for the end of the month. I guess it makes sense that today's reorganize. Boom. 2066. Thursday. No one stops Petey. Except for, you know, crippling depression. And, well, actually, for a while it did. I'm actually been in really high spirits lately, believe it or not. Like, I've been kind of, like, I've had a lot of stress, don't get me wrong, for this whole week, but I've actually been managing. Like, the past me would have, like, not been able to function as much, and boom, 2066. Starting off this week pretty good. Yeah. Yay, Petey. Yay. Makes me want to push the button more. And I think that's what they're trying to do, is to make me push that button. Yeah, so it's the end of April. I started, on 4/20, believe it or not, I started back up a new fitness journey. Maybe I'll actually take care of my health a little bit. Maybe reduce the bags that are under my eyes. Try to be less damaging to my own self. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. We're going to take a look at our Finchy, too. Because I always seem to forget. And I guess we're in the next month, actually. I'm going to chat with them. Let's say hello. I know that the cold part of the year is called winter. But what do you actually win? Maybe we could team up and win a snowman building contest. Probably nothing, but we could have fun in winter, even if we don't win anything. I'm going to go with snowman building. Yes, our snowman will be the most coolest and kindest fashionable snowman ever. I can't wait to meet all the other team's snow people, too. Ah, look how progressive. Snow people. Do you want to build a snowman? Ooh, I got a special gift. Give me that sugar. Yeah. Oh, more Finchy supporters. Open the gift. Give me that. Give me that good. We got a green ducky. Should I keep it green? What color should I do? Because we got a yellow one. We got the classic yellow. Even though red is my favorite color, I think the blue one matches Peep a lot better. It'll be like, it'll be mini-me. I'm not gonna equip it though. I'm not gonna be a guardian milestone person. I'm cheap, cheap. You could hear it. I washed some of my bunny sheets. Like my bunny, I've got a system where like the bunny uses, instead of bedding, he uses like just sheets. And I gotta say, Bean is very stinky. And, I have to wash them. I feel like in order to be like to Brazilian standards of, washing stuff, I feel like I would have to change them out like every day. But that's insane to do, because I already don't have enough time as it is. There, we got the last present of the month too with Finchy. A green Good Witch dress. Why green? If anything, you want to get like purple. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the blue one, not because I want to wear it, but I know bitches love blue, and I'm going to send it to someone, like, I don't know who. When I bought this umbrella hat. Yeah. So it matches. But I want to match my little mouse guy. Because that looks way more dapper. I forget I guess, I'm not sponsored by these guys, but it's just a fun app to, like... Oh, look at this, too. This takes a lot of, like, collect 400 pieces of clothing. That's a lot of rainbow stones to spend. I'm gonna claim that. That's like if I bought one for every day. Boom. And you only get, like, 100 points for that. That's insane. I feel like you should get like a couple hundred at least. Yeesh. So, yo, black wings. Yo, that would actually look kind of cool. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with Duolingos by now. So if you guys want to like hear me do some like Portuguese stuff, you got to come to the next shindig, because I am working on my Finchy. Anyways, I'll probably do all this customization and fun and all that stuff with Finch. Let's just take a look at the day streak. We just got that. Hola, Stenio Jr. What's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, girlfriend? How you doing? So, yeah, we extended our streak. Oh, my God, we're in 11th place. Oh, we got 609 XP. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, baby. So I'm not in any rush. Like, if everybody down below me is like, oh, my God, we're going to get a bajillion points, go for it, man. I might regret this, I might spend, like, 3 hours level grinding a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that'll be my punishment for being horrible and lazy. Complete 3 friend quests in a row. High five. Yeah. That's good on you. Ooh, I'm almost up to 200 weeks on Diamond League. Yeah. I guess we're starting the next quest challenge. They're just, I think for the monthly badges, they're really just phoning it in. They're just doing January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. And don't get me wrong, the designs are a lot better. Like, I feel like Duo's Frozen Winter was kind of the transition from like 2024 to 2025. Then everything else looks pretty animated. And, the designs are quite vivid. But I think we're done with April. The April showers. I feel like this would have been like an April showers quest. But, just the naming. Like Eddie's Big Race. Oscar's Duocon Keynote. Junior's Field Trip. Lily's Jack-O-Lantern Challenge. Oscar's Mustache Marathon. Falstaff's Big Sleep. These are all quite epic. Zadi's Cherry Blossom Picnic. Vikram's Garden. Lean and Lucy's Lunar New Year. These are all iconic. I remember those. And these are all just... I feel like I would like to get like a badge of like sent to my house of like all these pins. I'd have a collection of pins going on for here. But Stenio, thank you so much for commenting. I know I'm kind of boring and just focusing on my Finch right now, but I swear I do Duolingo quite a bit. So I think we'll end it there. 2000. We're kind of reorganizing, reworking some like, today I kind of reorganized my thoughts and just, circle back like, is this about me? And just reorganize my thoughts and, really thought about a lot of things. And also, even just at work, I had to do some expense reporting when I came home. I had to work through some paperwork with family over the phone. That was a pain in the butt. Clean the bunny's room because she's a stinky boy. I'm probably gonna do dishes after this. I really need to like get my stuff together. I'm probably gonna send an email of something in particular to just move the needle forward and as far as communication goes. Sometimes communication can be scary, especially when sometimes like the responses that you get are like extremely extremely negative, like in a like geez, I didn't mean to elicit this type of like reaction. I just... Whoopsie. So that's what that does. Hold on a sec. A little bit of my flups. That's what that does. You know those like Stream Deck things? There's like keyboard shortcuts that can like switch between stuff, I guess. Cool. That's cool. But what was I talking about? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I did some like paperworky stuff, and that was fun. It was a pain in the ass at the time, but I'm just glad it's over. And now I think that gave me the energy to like be like, ooh, what else can I get done? Maybe one day I'll be good at Maybe one day I'll be good at like paperwork bullshit after work. Because when I go home from work, I just want to be done with the day. I want to sit down. I want to watch some animes. I want to nap. And then after that, then I could start doing stuff. But then at that point, I got to get ready for my Duolingos. It's a vicious cycle, man. How do adults do it? Like, I don't feel like an adult, but I am. And it sucks. Like, I have to, like, fucking constantly show up to this stuff. I got to find a better system in place that, you know, can, so I can do it all. And unfortunately, that requires me just having more time to myself. And I think that's kind of the inevitable thing that I have to just work through, you know. Just, you know, balls in my court. I got to do a bunch of stuff. When it comes to taxes, I'll definitely hire a tax guy. But just organizing other paperwork, like, you know, I gotta do that. I gotta do that on my free time. Hopefully the next job will have plenty of downtime for me to do some of that bullshit busy work. And I could just be free to the world. So, with that, we're gonna reorganize. I'm waiting for the new job to start, quite honestly. And I'm trying to not leave in an untimely time. So I will I'll leave it at that, you know. You know what? The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to work on my calendar cuz it's the end of April, man. January, February, March, April, 4 months. Q1 is done. If you're in a corporation like I'm working for, you know, quarter one is done, and I have to, for some reason, give a shit about that. How about we don't put deadlines to things and just, you know, why does everything have to be at the end of the month? Why does rent always have to be at the first of the month? Can't it just be, you know, hey, I'll pay as I go here? I don't know. Nobody has that kind of money. I'm talking like an old school Japanese anime that's poorly dubbed. Like where it doesn't match my mouth. I need to, you know, I need to get a new camera or something, because the one I'm using has a lot of latency, and I'm not sure if it's because this thing can't handle the horsepower that I'm throttling it with, you know. Maybe I need to get a formal sit-down PC, and then that's simply that I just have to upgrade inevitably. Bite the bullet. You know, with the new money, actually, you know what? I don't even think it's not that much more money that I'm going to be earning. Well, I think it is, actually. Doesn't mean I should be spending it, though. I'm going to try to, you know, pay off the mortgage and do adult stuff. That sounded weird. But, yeah, like, have kids. Have, I guess that's adult stuff. Save it for a rainy day. I think I'm going to start a fundraiser for the horn that I really want to get. Because I'm not earning any money as a musician. Yeah, reorganize. This is going to be the year 2066. I mean, at that point in my life, I feel like whatever I'm reorganizing, it's not going to be for me. Maybe it's like assigning my will to someone, or like, whatever living wills and all that stuff goes into play at that point. I'd start thinking about paperwork because I'm old. I'd be old at that point in 2066. But anyways, it's been a real wonderful day. And I just want to thank anybody who's saying hello to, just know that you are a good person. Like Jean Jati, I don't know how to say it. Oi, como vai? It was prazer em conhecer vocês, meus amigos. Nice to meet you all. But I think I'm done for the night because we got 2,066 days right here. And let's take a look at that flame one last time. Boom. 2066. What a day. Short-lived. Just a single flame. We'll be fine for tomorrow. I am going to... Yeah, I'm not too worried about stuff. I just ended up going to 12th place. So I might regret today's decision of just kind of being lazy. But really, it's quite a treat to just do one lesson and then talk about it for way too long. So I'll leave it there. And for PD of the future, whatever you're reorganizing in this part of your life, being an old man, in 2066, the year of, hopefully it's something important. Hopefully it's something for... Hopefully it doesn't take a year, Maybe there's something thematically... some thematic that happens in your life that inspires you to reorganize things. And maybe it's reorganizing your thoughts. Maybe it's reorganizing how you approach life. Maybe it's setting things up for the future generations. Maybe it's setting something up for the rest of your life. And, and I hope that it's been a good life up till this point. Because, you're a good person. You try to be, at least. I'm never claiming that I'm perfect. For anybody who's listening and tallying every moment of my life that I possibly could ever fuck up, when did I ever imply that I was perfect? I don't think anybody can be. I'm gonna say racist things. I'm gonna say derogatory things, either because it's funny or because I'm actually a hateful person sometimes. And sometimes we have a little bit of evil. We have a little bit of wrath, and that's always something that we gotta just think through. Some people. There were some people that I've heard about. Well, I actually spoke with someone the other night about this one kid who was thrown into like an asylum because he said he had thoughts of like unaliving somebody else, and that led to him being institutionalized. He didn't act on any of it, but it just led to that point. Where it's like, I could say all these like awful things, basically. These like, I wouldn't say like inhumane, or I guess deplorable, like taboo subjects that, any like turn of the millennium type of, millennial or Gen Z folk, PC culture stuff, they'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're thinking of this. You're being this crass and being this like overtly, bigoted or racist or anything like that, but it's really just either funny or just like what am I gonna do? And I don't want to say anything like, because I've said enough where it's like, oh yeah, you could have the like argument of like, it's the Jews or it's the blacks that are the reason for certain like plights in the world, or for why this neighborhood isn't safe because of this stereotype. But it's like that, you know, that's like the assumption that like everyone's an individual first, and then when people play into their stereotype, then that's fine. There's another plot point, and that's okay. And that kind of challenges the individual, like how often are they gonna play into their stereotype, and how often are they not? If I can, you know, if I'm the only like race, or even just like race, sex, and identity group or whatever, or ethnicity, that, you know, if I'm the only like person of my background to be held to the highest standard, why can't everybody? I don't know why I'm talking about this. We're having the talk today, kids. For some reason, I have the obligation to have to fill up a half hour's time. I probably should just do Duolingo for the half hour time, and instead of talking about controversial topics. And I don't think like that'll be like, I could explain the nuance, but then people are just going to hear the first thing I say and then just assume the worst. Maybe I am awful, you know? That's fine too. And, you know, nothing gained, nothing to lose. You know? That's why I start getting all like, yeah, fuck everything, fuck this, fuck you, fuck everything. Nothing gained, nothing to lose. The end. And sometimes you just gotta take it out of the chin and move on. And yeah, that's how online dating was for me, where it's just like boom, 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 boom. Okay, match with somebody after like hundreds and hundreds of swipes. Actually, I think I burned through every swipe for like a couple of days, like at least 7 days throughout like the year and a half of being on online dating when I was doing that in 2019 into 2020. It was just like, all right, let's just do this all day. And I burned through all of my swipes. And some days you just don't get matches. Some days you do. And then when you do, it's like, oh man, the iron is striking hot. You better like read, review, look at what they're saying in their profile. Okay. Match it with something that's like creative and is going to elicit some sort of a response. And it's like that type of like, I don't know about if it's persuasion or riz, I suppose. It's literally riz, that gets somebody at least interested to elicit a response. But it's just like, man, the amount of like gymnastics that you got to do. In general, too. Not even just like trying to court someone. Even just in general to get somebody to respond and they're just not. It doesn't, you know. That's when you just... I remembered when I didn't have any sort of like a meaningful response, or it was one-worded. It's like, oh, okay. They're not responding. They don't like me. Next. And that's the... like, I've kind of numbed myself to that way of being. And that was only with, like, matches, like, with courtship. I think now I'm just going to get... I'm at that point where, you know, you have to be calloused to everyone. You know, not even just somebody that you're trying to court. Just everybody that could be a friend, anybody that could be... like an acquaintance. Just, all right, not responding. Next, let's move on to like 100 other people. And that's that. Not that I don't give a shit about anybody's life story, but it's like I actually do, you know. And you know, but if it gets to be to a point in which, you know, the life story's been made, and then there comes to a point of you know, where Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it. But I just feel like, there's a lot of fighting that I don't need to do. Simply because if it just doesn't work naturally, then it doesn't. And, ebbs and flows. I just gotta ride the wave, man. And just assume that just not even for like my own sanity, but just the assumption that like, yeah, things aren't gonna be forever. We're all gonna die someday. Doesn't mean I shouldn't try to hold things sacred, but if nobody else does, then it doesn't really matter if I do. Like, if I'll start casual and hopefully things get cool, but we're all human. And, reconnecting with friends after, like, not talking to them for, like, 10 years is super fun. Oh, by the way, and I think that's going to be the next step of my journey. It's going to be the part of rekindling that I think is going to be in the horizon. We're going to rekindle with some friends. We already started. We've got one. Let me count. 1, 2, 3. I feel like I'm rekindling with another. And I'm just going to keep growing that roster, man. Just keep, like, checking in on people and just seeing how everybody's doing. Because, I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. I don't really give a shit. Well, I do give a shit. Here's the thing. I do give a shit. Like, and it's to the point where, like, I sop up my empathy, like, as like a sponge, an emotional sponge to anything. And that means all the negative, all the good and the bad, like, feels it. And I can't help it. So the only thing I can do is just be, lightly tap into, like, dip my toes into certain friendships. And it's, I feel like all friendships have to be that way. Every single one has to be that way. And I think that's where a lot of people stand. If they want to keep a normal life and they want to keep, basically being normies and stuff. It's, and life's too short to try to keep people around. Especially when you're on the chopping block most often. But anywho. I'm just gonna, I'll leave it at that, I suppose. So, as always, 2,066 days, we're gonna reorganize. Maybe, how we approach things for today. We're gonna reapproach things and how relationships go and how friendships go, but also kind of focusing on ourselves, maybe focusing on the next generation when that year comes to be, if I make it that far, and getting things set up in a good way, maybe for the rest of my life, if I do have the longevity to stick around. So, but I think today it's a combination of, reorganizing my perspective and reorganizing my what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year, what I'm going to be doing for at least the summer, cleaning, reorganizing the bunny room, getting stuff ready for the spring. So there was a lot of April showers, so hopefully we'll bring some May flowers. And I think that's the excellent time to sign off. As always, muito obrigado por assistir. Boa noite. Ciao, ciao for now. Take care. Até próxima. Yeah. Oh yeah, and don't forget, as always, the theme of the 2000s. Every ending is a new beginning. So let's say hello to May first. And here's to you, man. Take care.
The song has restored my strength.